Hello and welcome to the very first edition of Conf42 Kube Native. I hope you are just as excited as we are to explore the magic world of Kubernetes. Please make sure to join our Discord server to interact with other attendees and speakers. We hope to see you there soon. This event was made possible by Octeto, the gold sponsor, Ground Cover, the silver sponsor, and our amazing media partners. The conference opens with a keynote by Arsh Sharma, dev experience at Octeto. He's here to answer a very important question. Did we actually make developers happy by shifting to microservices?
I'll be talking about what all has changed in the developer ecosystem in the last 5 years and how that change has affected developers. My talk would go over some of the problems developers started facing since we shifted to microservices and offer some potential solutions to these problems. I hope to see you all there. Have a great day.
Getting started is the first track today. Horizontal autoscaling with Kubernetes will be presented by Rob Richardson, developer advocate at Jetpack.io.
Hi, welcome to Conf42 Kube Native Con. This is really fun. I get to share with you horizontal autoscaling with Kubernetes.
Abhishek Gupta, principal developer advocate at AWS, is here to convince you that removing YAML and writing Go code instead could be beneficial when building Kubernetes apps.
Why am I really talking about deleting or removing YAML? To be very, very honest with you, I have nothing against YAML. I have tolerated things like XML in the past, so I guess YAML is fine. But I'm a developer. I like to write code, and the last time I checked, YAML isn't really a programming language. But if you think in terms of Kubernetes, YAML is the king. It's like this lingua franca, so to speak. So if you look at existing tooling like Helm or Customize, or even if you're writing manifests by hand, it's all YAML. So although the talk says removing YAML, it's more about circumventing it, or pushing it behind the scenes so that it's not in your face all the time, so to speak.
Building real-time Pulsar apps on Kubernetes is the next exciting session by Tim Spann, developer advocate at Stream Native.
Hi, I'm Tim Spann. Yes, I'm in the Matrix. I'm going to show you some really cool ways to write real-time streaming applications with Pulsar and deploy them in your Kubernetes environment. Scale them up, scale them down, connect them in streaming pipelines. It's a great way to use Java, Python, or Go to build these streaming applications that just get things done. Join me for this awesome Kube Native event.
Manuel Ortega, freelance security researcher, is here to address sharing secret keys in Docker containers and Kubernetes in the first talk of the security track.
In this talk, I am commenting what are the main tools that we have in Docker and Kubernetes ecosystem for sharing and saving in a secure way our secrets, keys, certificates. And basically, I will comment the main tools that we have in the DevSecOps ecosystem for avoiding this kind of attacks. Thank you.
It's my home lab. Why would I want a single sign-on? Introducing Matt Williams, evangelist at Infra, to answer that question.
Hey there! I look forward to seeing you in my session. It's my home lab. Why would I want SSO? I'll be talking about users and roles and single sign-on and why that's important, not only for your Kubernetes clusters at work, but also the ones at home. You are using Kubernetes at home, right? I'll talk about a couple of open source tools to make users and roles easier, and it's some pretty cool tech. I hope you'll enjoy the session as well as the rest of the conference.
Ole Lensmar, CTO at KubeShop, is here to show you how to edit, debug, and secure Kubernetes manifests. Why is it important and how you can get it right?
I'm going to be talking about creating manifests, editing them, validating them, understanding relationships, using tools like Customize and Helm, and I'm even going to do some very courageous demos to show you how these things can work out together. I'll also be highlighting some tools out there and some best practices. So you can't really be without this if you're diving into Kubernetes soon. Take care and hope to see you.
It's time for the deep dive track. let's talk about Kubernetes cluster monitoring with Twinkll Sisodia, software engineer at Red Hat.
Hey everyone! In my talk, I'll go into insightful details about why monitoring is so important and how it enhances the infrastructure workflow. I'll demonstrate how can we implement Prometheus, Alert Manager, which are an open source monitoring system, and Grafana, which is an open source analytics platform in an OpenShift cluster. You will leave this talk with a better understanding of how can a Kubernetes cluster be made more powerful by adding monitoring tools within it. I'm very excited and looking forward to chat with you all. Thank you for joining in. See you there.
Trista Pan, co-founder and CTO of Spherex, will now introduce you to online OLTP computing and traffic governance as a service for true digital transformation.
I'm so happy to be part of this conference to give the talk about how to manage and upgrading your monolithic database cluster to make it become the distributed one or shared one, and how to do the traffic governance from your application to your database infrastructure, especially on Kubernetes. So if you're interested in such topics, please show up there and let's discuss them together. See you!
Cloud-native observability at scale. Why distributed architectures are here to stay is the next great talk by Shahar Azulay, co-founder and CEO of Grand Covo.
Hey guys, please join me to my talk about cloud-native observability at scale. I'll walk you through why current API solutions just don't scale well with the current microservices environment, and how the industry is shifting from a centralized approach to a decentralized edge observability approach, and how eBPF is a major part of all that. I hope you enjoy the talk and the conference.
GitOps, Kubernetes, and Argo CD is the next session by Utibeabasi Umanah, DevOps engineer at Matrika Labs.
Hello everyone. I will be speaking on GitOps in Kubernetes with Argo CD. In this talk, we will be taking a look at what GitOps is, why you'd want to switch to a GitOps approach for deploying applications, as well as a popular GitOps tool known as Argo CD. I'm really looking forward to this talk, and I hope you all are enjoying the conference.
The Lessons Learned track comes up next. Megha Kadur, the creator behind Tech with Megha YouTube channel, is here to tell you her story. How did she become a DevOps engineer?
Hi everyone, my name is Megha Kadur, and it's a great pleasure to be presenting at Kube Native 2022. So today my talk is all about my journey into DevOps world, how it all started actually. So before beginning the presentation, let me give you an overview about the things that I will be talking today. I'll start with my background, and then I'll talk about how I got introduced to DevOps world. Then what is this DevOps? What is its roles and responsibility? What DevOps is actually trying to solve in this IT world? And then I'll talk about things that you should know before starting your DevOps career. Because I started from a non-IT background and there were many things like I was unaware about. But in my DevOps journey, I got the opportunity to learn those things. So then I thought, okay, if I would have known these things beforehand, it would have actually helped me in fast tracking my career. So I'll be sharing those things with you and the resources that actually helped me.
In the last but not least session today, you will learn the tips and tricks for building scalable data pipelines with Argo workflows. Let's welcome together David Joyce, Principal Data Engineer at Spectrum Labs.
In this session, we will provide an overview of Argo workflows and how we use it within Spectrum Labs to execute Spark jobs that process datasets that contain over 100 million records. We will demo our current pipelines and describe how we've built a framework that allows us to deploy a scalable Spark application with only a few lines of configuration. We will also provide an overview of Argo events, which allows us to orchestrate our pipelines in an automated manner. Lastly, we will discuss some of the advantages and challenges of using the Argo framework.
That is the whole lineup for Conf42 Kube Native 2022. I hope you will find it useful to level up your skills or develop new ones. As always, FreeRSVP unlocks all the content immediately. To interact with speakers, sponsors, partners, and other attendees, please make sure to join our Discord server. you can post questions in the hashtag KubeNative channel. Before you get there, please make sure to read the Code of Conduct. As always, we would like to thank all of our speakers, partners and sponsors for making this conference possible, and to you for joining in and attending. That was Mark. Thank you so much, and have a great time at Conf42 Kube Native 2022. Cheers!